Um, oh boy, I lost track. Um, when I got off doing the last video, and I began processing the things that I do when I come on the camera, um, and this goes all the way back to being a little boy, which means it's still the same. I have an enormous aversion to getting on a camera and communicating to folks using this technology. Okay. And I think I've explained why that is. And that's because I acknowledge what it is, information technology, if you will, which is artificial, and artificial is unnatural. Okay. Dead light is not natural light, and it's not natural form. And so therefore, when I acknowledge when I'm on here communicating using this phone, it's represented by a dead light mirror, then it's not going to be the same as if you're sitting in these chairs and we're communicating with one another, or if we're outside bare feet or completely naked, that I used to do with people that I met on the island of Lemuria in 1972 and 73, where we sat in a circle with our children and we communicated how deeply we feel being connected in spirit and form with the natural form of Mother Earth, which is a great living oversoul spirit, Mama. So one of the things that I monitor over time-space vectors, is how many souls and spirits are reuniting with Mama. Bare feet on the ground, meditating and being with her. That's why some of the things that I put up at the time that I do is putting those that are. Like with the Plum Village. And the gentleman came up there and talked about a meeting that he was at with folks that represent the other side of the spectrum. The negative magnetic space. It's all about money. It's all about profit. Right? It's all about matter. It's all about density. And the resistance to reunite and feel as if they are a part of all there is, which is full integration to experience being one with all. The two is one, the one is all. And so there's another lady that I am now communicating with. Her name is Elena, which is Elvin. And she talked about the spinning silver wheel. And she mentioned a word called consistency. And where does consistency come in? Now I'm reminded of what I watched last night, even though I read the book and saw the movie many, many decades ago. Something that came out in 1956 with Edmund O'Brien called what? 1984. And there was a segment in that movie where Edmund O'Brien was being, if you will, spiritually tortured, the mental torture, to get him to forget his memories, which means when the guy was putting, how many fingers do you see? Just like when paramedics, when we come up on the scene to see your neurological status, your cognitive status, count how many fingers you see to see if there's any neurological damage. Endocrine disruptors. Oh, there's 4. No, we're going to convince you that there's 5. Which is it? After a while, after being hammered this way, Edmund O'Brien didn't know 4 from 5, doesn't remember. The idea is to not remember, which is called wiping the memory and reprogramming your consciousness to experience something different than the one. They lost their memory of ancient spiritual practices. That's why as a child, I never forgot my memory of who I am in energy, which is what love is. It goes on forever, gifting electrons at the highest rate of speed. So I'm not experiencing any loss of 1 electron. 1, the first electron. That's right. That's who we are. That's God worlds, echo worlds. That's why my level of sensitivity, I'm here in the echo chamber, the echo worlds, the echo God worlds. I know, Mama. So how this sort of relates to energy and compression and expansion of consciousness, right? And being grounded to Mama. Because one of the ways in which we monitor the speed in which people are waking up is how many more units, or if you will, batteries, are plugged into Mama and want to spend more time with Mama, reuniting with Mama, who's ascending. And how much more time they're spending using a deadlight magnet, which is the B system technology, which is deadlight, which is all the laptops and all the rest of it. Now we're into who's choosing to be with who. Their dead system and a living system, which is a living planet, which is a living goddess. Two different spirals, two different choices, the one we're with. That's really where we're at. That's why that little video I put up there with Plum Village about the meeting that he had, and he made it very crystal clear, being with Mother Earth. Okay? That's why Terence McKenna got that right also when he talked about what? The end of history and the rebirth of Mama. The critical expansion. I know. So I'll leave you with that. Have a great day. We love you all. Be good yourselves.